Welcome back to Beards and Brews. This week's episode is going to be about Starship Troopers from 1997, directed by Paul Verhoeven, famous for RoboCop and Starship Troopers.
I'm glad you know the people that are in this movie, because I didn't recognize one damn one of them, aside from Denise Richards, and I don't even know what she was in.
Well, I mean, Paul Verhoeven's the director. He wasn't an actor.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a name. I wouldn't recognize that name.
Hold up. The only one that you recognize is Denise Richards.
Yeah,
Sir,
for sure.
the true talent of this film, number one, MPH.
Oh, no. Totally recognize Barney Stinson.
Doogie Howser.
And fucking Gary Busey's baby teeth come to life.
I'll let y'all know I did not know even that Gary Busey had a son until
you
this
fucking
movie.
joking?
Nope.
Well, for the record, on that record, Gary Busey did not have a son. He produced a son.
Through cult magic and his baby teeth, a human was brought into existence.
And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't even name a Gary Busey movie. Like, I know who he is. I know he's crazy. I like him. He's fun.
I got three for you right now.
All right.
Ginger Dead Man.
Ginger Dead Man 2.
And Ginger Dead Man 3. No, Predator 2.
All right.
And Surviving the Game.
Oh,
all right.
Those aren't even big ones. Under Siege, Lethal Weapon.
I've heard of that one.
Huh? But
Gary Busey and me and my teeth are going to go over here and shoot through this building.
But back to reality, back to Starship Troopers. This movie does nothing but glorify fascism, and boy, is it a lot of fun.
I love fascism.
Want to know more?
Click here.
Yeah, it starts out and there's like an immediate PSA from this network called the Federal Network. And it's basically telling you to sign up, do your part, become a citizen. And everyone's like, I'm doing my part. Even a little kid steps out.
I'm doing my part too.
Yeah, my part, look at me. And it's just like, you know, the kid from fucking Blood Diamond, or not Blood Diamond, where we watched Lord of War. Except for he had a real gun and not an abortion coat hanger.
It's pretty much like the world military or something, right? Am I wrong?
Space Force.
Space Force?
Space Force. Hashtag Space Force.
All right.
And basically, they kind of just everywhere. They kind of run public school, even private school, and they're using these as basic recruitment centers.
But yeah, we're immediately taken live to the invasion. God damn it. Live to the invasion. And it shows them on planet P or what the fuck ever.
I don't know.
And there's people running around, literally running around. These are the soldiers, the people who are supposed to be fighting these bugs. And the first thing you see of them is them screaming, running the other way. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, we're here on planet P. These bug monsters are fucking everywhere. They're crazy. Look at these troops. They're going to do the thing. And all of a sudden he gets eaten.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds later. He goes from, wow, look at these amazing troops doing a great job for us. Wow, I'm being chopped in half.
Lord, heaven help me.
And we get introduced to the star of the film, whose name I don't know other than his character's name, Rico.
It's Tom Brady.
Johnny Rico, the most American Buenos Aires on the planet.
The whitest Hispanic guy you will ever see in your fucking life.
Might as well be Captain fucking America, except evidently we find out he's Argentinian. What?
You know, it's the same shield, but just cocaine on the front.
Cocaine. There he is, getting stabbed in the fucking leg by one of these gigantic bug monsters that, as Eric put it, looks like a staple remover with legs.
Oh my god.
If you covered it in caution tape. It then stabs him. Blood sprays out. You get to see his O face. He's like, and then all of a sudden, they're in school?
Yeah. We begin this movie in the middle of a battle, in the heat of everything, and then it abruptly cuts to 2 weeks earlier. So, everything in this movie happens in a roughly, 14-day period or something.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
No.
I didn't realize there was a cut.
Because there's the 2 week cutback, and then the undisclosed amount of time they're in basic training.
It would still have to be in the same time because that scene we see in the little news footage, we cut back to later on in that battle. That we thought was really cool, lit like blue and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, instead of from the...
Holy fuck, then basic training's like 2 days.
Yeah, instead of from the advantage,
it
or the vantage point
basic.
of the camera. No
this
kidding.
is a gun. Die.
This is my rifle, this is my gun, we're gonna whip this motherfucker just for fun.
Jesus. And they
This
show
is
you.
bugs. These are the bad guys. Shoot them.
Well, I mean, I guess technically you wouldn't need a lot of skill to shoot just a bug. Even though you do get introduced to the fact that it takes roughly 6 to 1 humans
Yeah.
to fight one bug.
And this, the federal whatever, like, pumps out crazy amounts of propaganda showing good old MPH having a bug behind bars, like in this little cage, one man versus one bug, like being able to take him out no problem.
But that's not how it plays out through any of the movie. Not once is there one guy who's like, I'm gonna fucking do this Rambo style. No, he's like, I'm by myself. I am now legless, armless, and being drugged away.
Oof. Big oof, actually.
Yeah, and that's also kind of like a little way that we're introduced to their teacher, Mr. Belding, or Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside. What a guy. Sam Fisher, I salute you.
If he would salute you back if he had both arms.
Yeah, there's this really... It's kind of neat, this recurring thing. Like, if you see a veteran of the Federal Force or Space Force, whatever you call it, they're just all maimed, all disfigured.
They are missing some number of limbs.
Yeah.
1, 4? We don't know.
Yeah. And he does like this invasion of space thing with his nubs several times in this thing. And he's like touching people with it.
Invasion of
and-
personal space.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have anything against people who are handicapped or veterans or anything like that who have lost a limb in the war. But this guy is using it to be like, here's the blackboard. And he points at it with his little elbow nub. And then he's like,
Yeah.
hey, you, Jesse from Saved by the Bell. And he puts his little nub on her. And he's like, you're doing a great job. Kind of wiggles it back and forth.
It's like, use my strong hand.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck?
And in this little small period of time, you have so much going on, so much like almost teenage drama. You got Johnny Rico going back home. He's like, "You're not thinking of signing up for the Space Federation or whatever." He's like, I can do what I want. I don't want to be here. You guys are so rich. I want to see the galaxy for myself.
But they're rich. He could see the galaxy anytime he wants. The real reason that he's running off is because he wants to bang Kelly Kapowski. But there's a love triangle between Jesse, Zach, and Kelly.
But it's not even a triangle at that point because it's very... We find out very early on that Kelly Kapowski isn't really interested in Johnny Rico, but not Rob Lowe is totally into it, and they're into each other. So Johnny Rico's trying to get in on something that's nowhere near his business.
Yeah, and Jesse's like way up Zach's ass, and she's like, "Let me
She's so
get
excited.
that skin." Yeah, she just can't hide it. She's about to lose control, and she just might like it.
It's
And
because of the caffeine pills.
then she'll be in striptease.
Oh,
Was that striptease?
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I think so.
No. Showgirls.
Was it show?
Showgirls, yeah.
Striptease is
Demi Moore.
that's
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
watching.
Yeah, what was it? Showgirls just makes you feel gross.
Yeah, it does.
And that's our small manager review of Showgirls on Beers and Brews.
I like feeling gross. I might give that one a watch.
No, if you want to feel gross, we're watching Requiem for a Dream again.
And just whenever it gets to the ass scene, just think about fucking the nub on Michael Ironside.
Oh my god, looping up the nub?
Yeah.
Just way too long.
Get over here, Rough Riders.
Why is it black?
Or no, he says Roughnecks. That's
You
what
gotta
he
put a
calls them.
condom on that nub.
Oh, it's a Magnum.
It's a glad bag. Hefty.
That's
Oh,
nasty.
brawny.
Oh god. Ugh.
But look, the guy that got playing Rico, he's a fucking handsome dude. He's got like this super chisel jaw, and they do one thing, and they do one thing well. They frame his face in every shot that he's in, and this dude has fucking flawless eyes. He has beautiful eyes, and they keep shooting to that all through this. No matter what he's doing, it's just like zoom in on his face and his eyes, and he's got to really express himself through his eyes because his acting is in the fucking can.
Well, at this point, I'm just really glad he can read and just do his lines because anything else to do with expression is just not happening.
Yeah, and then they have like this little scene where they're, this is high school or what the fuck ever, and they're all taking their
all these
tests.
30-year-old teenagers just walking
They're in
around.
high school?
Yeah,
Something.
I just thought it was like...
like a secondary school.
You're gonna have to graduate, Rico!
I don't know. I thought they were trying to graduate from like army school or something. I don't know.
No, they weren't even in army school yet. That was like later, and he has to take a test, and Kelly Kapowski's like, oh, I got a 95 in math. What'd you get, Rico? And Rico's like, I'm certifiably boop.
Self-censor. Radio edit.
Stupid. He's just stupid.
Yeah,
He's
he gets like
stupid.
a 35. He's
Yeah.
just failing badly. And everyone, let me blow that up for you, Rico. And they hit the button and everyone gets to see it. And they're like, Rico the dum-dum.
Yeah, it's like he got a 35% on the test, and you get 40% for spelling your name correctly. So,
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is kind of a dick in this a little
Yeah,
bit.
he is.
but he's like, it's so out of personnel character. Like he's so shrimpy as a person, but he's trying to just be a dickhead to everybody. I'm like, that's the guy you beat up.
Yeah. The
Except he does
brainy
magic.
kid?
Yeah. And he has mind powers too.
Yeah,
for
I was
some
going to say,
reason.
they do say
Oh,
he has
yeah,
like
he
the
does,
psychic
actually. I was
powers.
just
He's like,
joking.
"Meh." Like this, it's like Hogwarts for soldiers in this motherfucker or something.
Yeah, because he's got that ferret that he can like do mind tricks.
Yeah, go
with or
eat my
something.
mom's vagine.
Oh God,
She has
Beastmaster!
sleep
No.
Oh shit!
There's
Yeah,
a
they-
grub worm in her pussy.
Yeah. There we go. Right to the point. But they show his psychic prowess with this Ghostbusters-esque sex scene.
Oh man, someone's getting slimed.
Oh. And he's got to pay him some money and clean up the love stains in the back seat.
Oh, just money, not even counted. Just here, have some. Have a money.
Tosses it. Have one money. Oh, but Rico plays XFL, and it's
Yeah.
starring not Rob Lowe, and apparently football here is intergender.
For those that actually watch sports, this is the Arena League. This is Arena League football.
And for those watching this movie, this has nothing to do with anything for the rest of the runtime.
Not one bit.
Nope.
Like, there's a whole bunch of this movie at the very beginning that has nothing to do with anything. Not even regular character development or anything. Because even the little, like, love triangle or little tiff they have with each other is perfectly explained elsewhere. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, honestly, like the first half, to be honest. Aside from, like, you can just say, like, this guy likes this girl likes this guy, and so on. Like, that's like 5 minutes. You can leave the whole first half out.
Yeah, and then the movie's just like, football, and they have 8-foot vertical leaps for no fucking reason.
These dudes are, like gymnasts. They're doing shit where the gymnast would have to do like a triple handspring
Yeah.
to fucking get enough momentum to throw himself that way.
It's like Robin Williams showed up and put flubber on their shoes, and they all have these giant leaps.
Just,
Is that
Bro.
what happened? Is that
Yeah.
canon? Okay.
I think so.
That is canon.
All right.
So it feels like all this was just added after they made the movie to pad the runtime.
I kind of like. I know it doesn't have an issue with like character development or anything, but there's no character to develop in these things.
Yeah, you notice that right in the beginning, it's a little spotty. Don't get me wrong, it is a little spotty, and it could have been developed a little bit better. But right in the beginning, once they get into the military bit, they do the same thing again. They introduce these characters all over again in the same way because they clearly filmed it. And they're like, no, we're keeping that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back and add all this other stuff to say they were high school rivals over the same girl.
Yeah, we really just need an extra 45 minutes.
That's what it was. They were like, yeah, we need a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I guess. That's he was just like, yeah, I guess.
Well, how do we make it seem futuristic? Silver football.
Oh my god.
Totally.
Oh, space football.
Vince McMahon, what would you do?
No chance.
I'm nodding my head, viewers, listeners, whatever.
No.
But yeah, he's like, I'm going to join up, see the universe, #war. What are they good for? Battle scenes.
Yeah, because this movie, it's two movies. You have high school drama. It's like Degrassi in space, and then all of a sudden something ticks over, and then boom, space battles on the planet of bugs for no reason. It's wickedly violent for no reason.
Yeah, it really does just turn it up, like, way more violent than you would think for the first 45 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it's just lighthearted, kind of awkward, then some of the most visceral deaths you'll see on a motion picture.
Fucking cool looking, though.
But not to skip a little bit, they do go to basic training. Like all these friends, they sign up and they go off in their different directions. MPH, he goes off and he becomes like a Nazi scientist, basically.
He's like
100%.
an intelligence officer.
He's in a fucking SS uniform by the end of the film, minus the SS.
Yeah, he turns into like Neil Patrick Himmler or something like that.
All right.
And then Rico and the boys and girl, they go to just regular basic, I guess, for 4 days at this point. Because, there's only a 2-week difference between where we started in the movie, right?
Like, 4
Yes.
days. It was like a half an hour.
I mean, they just like showed up, took a shower, had a shit, fucking
Friendly fired some random dude. I'm a cowboy farmer.
Yeehaw.
I'm dead as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Can you tell my parents I've eaten my last hog?
they sent him off to war.
Oh.
Well, they're gonna get that settlement at least.
And we don't really learn anything, per se, which is kind of weird to say. The information relayed to us is basically, like, this is just to get them in armor with a gun so they can fight bugs.
Yeah, how'd they get this stuff? This is how they did it. Oh, and by the way, here's Jake Busey.
We do have Jake Busey, finally.
Unfortunately.
Who is 1/2 tooth.
Yeah.
Jake Toothy.
Like, even these guys can attest for me. Like, every time he was on screen for, like, the first, I don't know, hour of the movie, I was physically disturbed when he came on screen.
He looked like one of those fucking ads for Crest when the tooth would walk around and be like, "You should brush."
I'm just like, ah!
He looks like Eradicate. A Pokemon, yeah.
But they do a lot of, like, I don't want to say cool things, but they do a lot of explanations. Everything here is intergender. Women are as good as men, yada, yada, yada. They shower together, which not once do they bring up, any type of sexual harassment. Apparently in the future, no one gives a shit if your tits and ass are out.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
a big
like,
deal,
you're not-
even though they're all like, oh, look, tits and ass.
Yeah, it's like, you're not a man, you're not a woman, you're a soldier.
With tits and ass. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeehaw! But that's my last one.
Oh, no, bro.
Bro.
Oh, but we get another PSA, and it shows, like, you could join the what the fuck ever, and there they are with these guns, and these soldiers come out, and these kids are like, "You soldiers are amazing!" And they're like, "Here, you want to hold my gun?"
Yeah, it's like, here's my giant pulse rifle, Timmy. Careful with the trigger.
These kids, like, 4 fucking kids have different hands on this gun in different places, tugging it, and the guys are like,
Yeah, just being like total dad bros about it. Like, ha, 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 you're a little soldier just yet.
yeah.
Oh, they're doing their part too. Woohoo!
And then it immediately cuts to, like, cows getting slaughtered by the bugs and all this stuff, and it's like, do your part. Want to know more?
Yeah, it's this entire movie is basically just like a play on the U.S. military, how they can just kind of be out of hand, and how their recruiter nonsense can be a little fascisty.
I just thought it was anti-insect propaganda.
Ooh. I think you're right, and it's all headed up by fucking Tyrannosaurus Busey.
Oh God, head of the Raid Corporation.
But then there's a friendly fire incident. Rico blames himself because he wanted to fix the big dumb guy's helmet, and he's like, well, I'm a big dumb. Oh, now I'm shot in the face, and he's like, I'm gonna quit. And then Buenos Aires, all of it, Argentina or what the fuck ever, wherever they're at, gets
Blowed up.
eradicated by a
we go.
fucking meteor that they blame on the bugs. Now, never once for the rest of this film will they talk about a bug being able to shoot a meteor. Never again through the rest of this film will a bug shoot a meteor.
But these people are dumb. People of the land. You know,
Non-citizens.
idiots.
And this fucking meteor comes crashing down and wipes out all of it.
So wait, is this movie just a parallel for the Spanish-American War? I think it is. That meteor is the fucking Maine.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that meteor was the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody expected it.
Damn.
All right.
But, like, every little bit of media in this movie is super preachy, super propaganda-y. And, like, even the little footage of Buenos Aires getting the airtime of, like, the news being relayed, it has a kill count.
Yeah, it does.
And it just keeps ticking up as the news strolls in.
They're burning to death right now. Look, there's a guy sitting over there with a clicker just
yeah,
banging
it's
away on it. Just like, yeah, come on. I can't keep up.
That's another $9.99.
So Rico, who was going to quit, is like, I guess I'm not going to quit. I'm going to go to war. And then we get a cut to Angelina Jolie Light. And she's a pilot now with not Rob Lowe.
By the way, that's still Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah,
Right.
Space Kelly Kapowski.
And they get this bullshit little scene where they're flying around inside or extremely close to the aircraft carrier they are on, and it's very Star Wars-esque, like they're gonna, bullseye a swamp rat on Tatooine in any moment.
Yeah, it's super like New Hope trench run for whatever reason.
There we go.
It was like this little scene to show that she isn't an exquisite pilot for who she is, but it's not endearing, it's awkward.
Yep.
And for some reason they can feel G-force in space.
I thought they were just going to do some pod racing or something. I was pretty disappointed.
Well, that's what I call pod racing. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Shut up. And then you get some, like, it's supposed to be sexual tension, but it's not there. He even delivers this, like, super innuendo-esque line of, you know how to work the stick like a natural. Ugh.
But, like, her smile just creeped me out in the movie. So, like, when he said something, like, super sexual like that, she's like,
Yes.
There's just something about her face. Now, she's obviously very pretty. She's a very attractive girl. But there's,
But her smile looks like that stupid face app on Instagram or whatever, where you can just put a smile on any face whatsoever.
Yeah.
everything
Good
about
job.
it is too perfect. It's like she's been naturally airbrushed or photoshopped or something, and that just detracts
Yeah.
from everything.
Like,
I
it's
don't-
just
I
a
don't get it.
filter,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Ugh.
And then my next note says, did he pee on people? Maybe I just wanted him to.
Oh, what was that from?
Rob Lowe.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about R. Kelly and all that shit.
we're trying to figure out, was it Rob Lowe that peed on people?
Rob Lowe, if you're listening, did you pee on people? Let us know in the comments.
I bet it smells like avocado.
I don't feel like his character from is it The Office?
Parks and Rec.
Parks and
Yeah.
Rec. I feel like that's just Rob Lowe now.
Yeah, he's literally that guy.
Yeah.
Literally going to be peeing on people, and because he takes so many multivitamins,
Oh, I hate this.
No, keep drinking it.
I'm just thirsty. It's just there.
Don't say what it is yet. Just keep drinking it.
It's abusive towards me.
We've got two
Oh.
different brews today, by the way. We're gonna hold
Same
out
brew,
both.
2 flavors.
Ass and ass.
Fruit punch ass and grape ass.
Oh, God, it's going to grate me.
I'm gonna tie you to the radiator and grape you. Grape you right in your mouth.
Big graping assholes.
Oh! And then you get like a taser gun training scene, and then the fucking special effects look like Contra 3 Alien Wars.
It's like laser tag plus. They're
Oh.
like they don't even attempt to like shake the gun like they're shooting. They're just like, "Hiya!" Zap. All right, got him.
It looks pretty fun to me.
But then they're going to war.
What happened? War were declared.
Well, Rico has to go loco. That's what my note says anyway. He's gotta go loco since
Buenos Aires.
yeah.
I don't know where we are, but the next thing that I have is looks like a butthole, but I guess it's just an asteroid.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were gonna say looks
That
like
was
a.
the Buenos Aires bit. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say looks like a butthole, stings like a bee.
No. But then we get, another one of those Federal Network things after the pilot bit and some more of the training bit. And it's like, shows a dead puppers. It's like oh no, bro. And just fucking dead things everywhere. And Rico's like, I'm gonna kill them all. And then they get matching tattoos.
Oh yeah, then Gary Busey just dumps whatever on him while he's getting a tattoo.
Yeah, why would you waste whiskey like that? That's wrong.
Oh, maybe for every ounce of whiskey he wastes, his teeth shrink just that much more.
Or they grow that much more. Is that what he's looking for?
So not Rob Lowe and not Kelly Kapowski, whose real name is Carmen, and then we have not Rob Lowe, who is Xander. Carmen and Xander. Hashtag
Xander?
Best in the fleet, better in the sheets.
Is that really his name, Xander?
that is his
I wasn't
name.
paying attention at all, but
Yeah.
that's a bad
Because
name.
after the tattoos, him and Rico, we're the mobile infantry. You do the whatever, you do the flying, we do the dying. Then why would you sign up, bro? It's on you.
Just to pal that Kapowski, but it didn't quite work out for him. And this is where like shit hits the fan. They're immediately deployed on this planet full of bugs, and they go in stacked fucking 10 or 100 high, and they're just all like, "Fuck yeah, let's all go kill the bugs and save the universe." And holy shit, are they just outclassed immediately?
Immediately.
When we say bugs, we're talking about really big bugs. I mean,
Probably 10 feet tall.
yeah, 10, 15, I mean, maybe a little bit more, but they're
Some of the
all-
bigger bugs,
Yeah.
like the Beetle-esques.
Yeah, we're talking about number 1, 2, 3 Scyther.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know, they just have these giant fucking
Scyther.
like grasshopper-esque arms, and all they do is just penetrate those poor soldiers.
It's really kind of terrifying.
Deep. I don't want to get like too far off track here, but there's a bit where these things are, there's like these big beetle ones, and they're shooting Baja Blast out of their butts. And it just goes in a straight line out into space. And the Imperial fleet is just sitting there getting shot by these butt blasts. It's fucking stupid.
It's so stupid, but if you think about it, the whole like military complex thing, like they have all this stuff floating around in space, and then all these like Baja butt blasts just start shooting into the atmosphere, and they don't even move, and they just let it happen. They're just using it as an excuse to get these boys on the ground to die for no reason.
And at this point is where we get back to the beginning of the film. It all comes full circle now. Mm-hmm. Everyone's shooting. Everything's going downhill immediately. Everyone's dying, and then we get the whole thing of the news reporter getting killed and Rico going, "Get out of here!"
Yeah, it's just a fucking massacre.
Yeah, and all everybody who tries to go full Rambo are just like, "I got you!" Pow, 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 and the bug just like, "Bitch!" Slice, 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 slice.
Dude, there's like legs getting thrown. There's torsos getting thrown.
Well, there's a guy who gets a leg bitten off, just like cleanly. He's on the ground, just like, "Oh, oh!" And the bug goes in again, just to chomp him in half.
Yeah, it's tremendously graphic. I want to just try and get that through to the audience. It's super graphic.
In the best way, though. If you're looking for a fucking like battle scene to where you get to see the gore of war and peeling someone's legs off because they were burnt with napalm did it for you in other films, this is the way to go.
Like, if anybody's watching has ever seen Master Commander with Russell Crowe or whatever, like that little kid gets his arm blown off by a cannonball or whatever, and they still have to chop the nub off for the disgusting thing. Imagine that, but times 1,000.
Yeah, like every fucking scene of a battle is that. Oh, what happened there? I'm going to chunk of my head.
It's just visceral. That's all it is. It's extremely violent, extremely bloody, extremely graphic.
The effects are practical 90% of the time, and they look fucking incredible.
Like, even the CG stuff is just, it's fine. It's serviceable. It doesn't have to be great. Like, you know,
still holds up.
Yeah.
I just remembered what I originally compared these bugs to. For those out there who play or played Magic the Gathering, these guys are slivers. That's what they are. They're just slivers.
Well, now we know, and knowing's half the battle.
All right, yeah.
G.I. Joe!
Neither one of you guys know anything about that, but there's probably like one person out there that gets it.
But there's 100,000 dead in a minute. Like, just fucking dead. Like, hit the ground.
Was it a minute or like an hour or something
or
like
whatever,
that?
You know, as soon as they got on the fucking
100,000 dead in 1 hour.
In an hour.
308,000 casualties.
Yeah, so that's like 8% of what was when this era is taken over in an hour.
Just, hey, look, we're here. Oh, shit.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
And Kelly Kapowski's checking the log for who all died. And she's like,
I bet she's checking the log.
Rico's dead, but he's
dead.
not. He's like Matrix Rico now. He's in a fish tank.
Yeah, it's not even like there was any
other people getting worked on. It was just him.
No, it's not like there was any like real cliffhanger about that either. It's just like, oh, we think he's dead. No, actually, real quick, no, he's not. He's just right here.
Don't worry about it. His beautiful eyes are still there floating.
Yeah, like how to get there, who knows? He just ends up in a tub of Gatorade.
You can go kiss his tank if you want.
Put a titty on it.
Winky face.
Put it on the glass.
Spit on it.
Oh no, it's already wet.
That's exactly.
But yeah, he's got like this wound in his leg, and Chandler was immediately like, "Oh, leg vagina."
Yeah, it's totally leg vagina.
It's predator throat on his leg.
It's pretty gross. Because he does get stabbed in the leg, left for dead. You know. Well, no, he's not left for dead. He's brought back.
Yeah, he's saved by Michael Ironside.
He's saved by the bell.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn you. But yeah, like, and his friends are laughing because they have his papers that say that he was killed in action. They're like, "Look, you're dead, Rico." And he's like, "Oh, I'm floating in a tank, I guess, whatever." And they're like, "See you in 3 days to go get killed again." And he's like, "All right, sounds good."
Super excited about it.
All right, boys.
Actually, you know what? Gary Busey's super excited to be in a fight, but we never really see him in battle or anything through the movie. He seems like briefly, but he's never like in the middle of something.
That's a really good
Does
point.
he like fuck off and just be a puss for the whole movie and we just don't see
That's
it?
a really good
No,
point.
he just puts his shield up, and his shield is his teeth.
Yep, there it
I
is.
knew where you're going with that. I like it.
Is
Is that Seinfeld? Get the fuck out of here.
So things get a little loco on the planet, as you see.
To the fourth power.
Speaking of Loco, that's what we have today. We have 2 versions of 4 Loco, a fruit punch and a grape. It tastes like what they use to sterilize stuff in hospitals.
Yeah, I described it as nail polish remover.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on that fruit punch right now. It starts out, it opens with a fresh Tahitian treat and ends with probably gasoline notes.
It starts tropical and ends in gasoline.
Oh, it's just Mad Max 2. What's it taste like? Mad Max 2.
Oh, God.
No, it's really, this is just the taste of Buenos Aires. It starts out fresh, tropical, maybe a little Latin flavored, and then it's on fire.
Oh.
Both flavors. As soon as they hit your tongue, you're shocked because you're like, oh man, that's pretty fucking good.
It's fine. Tastes like soda.
It tastes like a fruit punch soda, and the grape tastes like a grape soda. And then it immediately turns into this burning kerosene flavor.
Kerosene, yeah, that's it. It's not gasoline, it's kerosene.
Like, I just don't understand how these are just so fucking popular. Like,
12% alcohol by volume.
I guess so, and there's a lot of fucking volume. It
Yeah,
looks like
there
a
is.
Foster's can, to be honest.
How much is this shit? It doesn't even say, does it?
They know we can't read.
Save the environment, it says. Want to know more? It doesn't. I don't even see where it says the ounces.
I think it's like 25 ounces.
At least 4.
1 pint. 23.5
Oh, yeah.
fluid ounces. There
Yeah,
it
it was
is.
close.
Premium malt beverage with artificial flavoring and certified color.
What is
Premium?
a certified color?
Sir, yes, sir!
You want to know more?
Yeah. Oh, no! It's just for local propaganda.
Yeah, like it was certified color.
But
purple certified, right?
I think
It's
I can
bona
speak,
fide at least.
I think I can speak for everyone when I say that the grape is marginally better than the fruit punch. Am I right?
I have to disagree. I just took a nice swig of the grape. I hate life.
They're both pretty fucking foul, and the more you drink of them, with most beers, I'm not a beer guy. I've said this on a million of these casts. I'm not a beer guy. The more beer I drink, the less you care, because you're like, I'm getting drunk. What the fuck ever.
Sure.
The more of this I'm drinking, the more my tongue is like, what the fuck? Not my stomach. My tongue is like, stop.
Yeah.
This is fucking gross. My cheekbones do that thing where they clench up because it's like sour and bitter, and it's just painful to have in your fucking mouth hole.
Like, these guys can attest, like, occasionally through the movie, I would find myself reaching for it because it makes you more thirsty, and
Yeah,
that's
it
the
really
only
does.
thing in front of me, so I take another swig, and I'm just like, oh god, mistake!
When I take a drink of it, my mind's telling me no, but my body is also telling me no.
To drink those, you gotta be Loco.
Yeah, Rob Lowe, by the way, come pee on Chandler.
I guess I'll allow it. Whatever.
Oh, Judge Mills Lane, I'll allow it.
There's probably a lot of vitamins in there.
Celebrity piss match.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Right? Anyway,
Wanna know more?
Drink one.
so the next I have is the complete firebombing of the
Yes.
the bug city.
The fucking
Bug.
jets
Yeah.
eradicate them without even like the slightest bit.
And why don't
of
they do that
opposition.
more?
That's what I was gonna bring up. There is a huge inconsistency of just how well weapons work in this movie. One scene, it takes 6 individual people to take down one bug. In the next, 4 people can hold off an entire horde of them just on their own.
Yeah, that's what you call, leveling up and getting plot armor.
Okay.
And so,
Are we still using the Geneva conventions now? Because I remember the firebombing of Dresden. That was kind of a no-no, right?
they fucking dropped the bombs on them, and all of a sudden, was it you, Eric, that pointed out that now all the veterans had no sleeves?
Yeah, for some reason, in the second battle of this movie, or second conflict, whatever you want to call it, all the people who had survived the first roundabout suddenly had no sleeves.
Now they're badasses, and
With no sleeves.
no sleeves. I guess if you take your sleeves off, you can kill the bugs by yourself now because, well, no, not by yourself now, without 2 people. Because now 4 instead of 6 can take on a bug, no problem. They
Yeah.
just handle it. But this one guy won't stop shooting it, and it looks like a rejected scene from the Kids' Choice Awards as like Nickelodeon gack is spraying all over him.
Yeah, I guess minus 2 sleeves is like plus 2 defense or something like that.
Yeah, I
That's
bet you
offense.
can't do that on television.
Yeah. So then we get like Rico, and he's got to show how fucking cool he is, and he's like, get in there, shoot the thing, and he's blah. And they get this thing that looks like Fallout with the
the Fat Boy,
the little Fat Boy nuke launcher,
The bazooka nuke.
Nukezuka.
Thank you, but I prefer it my way.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. And we get introduced to like some new bug. It's like this big beetle, and it's got like a flamethrower thing, and it's just burning people. And Rico is, beyond badass now. Runs up on the side of the hill and mounts it like from Monster Hunter and starts shooting down into its carapace and blows a hole in it.
Which generation of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was that? Because that was definitely some kind of Zord.
Yeah. Was it the one with the murderer or the rapist?
Or the guy who thought he was going to be an MMA fighter?
Or the porn star?
The porn star.
Yeah. But for some reason, there's a huge missed opportunity. Rico's on the back of this bug, blowing a giant hole in its shell, without a single one-liner. I mean, he could be like, I'll see you in shell, click, boom!
Yeah.
I mean, anyone listening right now can think of one off the top of their head, and this guy missed his opportunity.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother bugger.
Oh, that sucks! Oh, no.
I was going to give it the boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, that's good, though.
So they get to celebrate their big victory. And, Richter, who is, Captain Belding or Principal Belding from fucking...
Oh, Michael
whatever.
Ironside?
Michael Ironside's there, and he's like, all right, boys, since we did such a good job, let me hand out booze and food.
Yeah, like emphasis on hand out because suddenly he has this like robo arm that he said he couldn't have or whatever. Because in the beginning of the movie, it is set up that he's a veteran, he lost his arm, and he comes back with this fucking power glove, and he just like waves it around. It's just so prominent in every scene that he's in.
He later fingers a skull hole with it.
Hell yeah. But here's where we do host some sort of intergalactic kegger.
Oh, that's
Rest
good.
in peace, Rip Torn.
Zed.
Great job. But Rico passes out beer, or not Rico, fucking Richter passes out the beer and the football, and he also has a space violin that is immediately scooped up.
That is definitely like a BC Rich violin, by the way. That is built for a new metal band.
I don't know what it is, but it pissed me off. It was so stupid. Why is there a space violin? Why is everything in this movie has to just have a prefix of space?
There's a
like,
space river dance.
Yeah, for no reason, and Gary Busey knows how to play this little space fiddle. Play them like a damn fiddle!
It's fucking Space Busey or the Jake Matthews Band.
Oh, fuck.
He's over there like, "Brr, brr, brr, brr," with his little violin.
Well, the ants are going to be marching.
Yeah, they are. And this chick, fucking Jessie, is like trying to still get in Rico's pants, and he's like, no, I don't want them skins. And fucking Principal Belding pulls him over. He's like,
Fuck yeah,
listen
you-
here, Rico, you better smash that ass.
This is the last pussy you're ever going to get.
Get the snatch, Rico.
Yeah, and he's like a robot. He's like, beep boop.
Yeah.
Correct, sir. Zoop! And just like steals her away from who was dancing with her.
Yeah, get some pussy, sir.
Yeah.
Or get some pussy, soldier. It's a direct order.
Yes, it's like a primary objective in all caps. Smash!
And out come the space titties.
Rico got a smush.
Yeah.
Oh, but while he's trying to get his hot skins, fucking
Space skins.
all of a sudden there's General Ironside unzipping the fucking
Oh man,
Space tent.
Yeah,
the space tent.
God
And he's
damn it.
such a space bro because he's like, Lieutenant, you have 10 minutes to report to this.
Oh, you getting some pussy?
Make it 20. And
Thanks, Captain.
Robo thumbs up.
Oh, Captain Smash.
And while they start going at it, did anybody notice that like he's trying to take off her shirt and it gets caught up over her face and he's just really
Look,
just like
that's kind of a hot scene.
yeah, but he's really just kind of like nah, leave it over the face. It's fine.
Oh, God.
Oh, kind of like whenever in Scary Movie, whenever Smokey or whatever is fucking banging the ghost and she tries to take the sack off her head. And he's
yeah.
like, no, leave it on, baby, leave it on.
Oh, Christ.
Tori Spelling or what the fuck ever. Oh. But now they got to go to war, and
Again.
we get introduced to a new type of bug that no one's seen. It looks like one of the ass blasters from Tremors 3. And it zooms in and snatches up a guy that they have to kill. And Michael Ironside gives a big old quote, "I'd expect any of you to do the same for me."
Yeah, he gets whisked away into the Tremor's nest, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he's getting, like, picked apart, so Michael Einstein's like, well, you know what? I'll throw you a bone. I'll take you out. You don't have to suffer anymore.
I'll shoot you right in the fucking face.
Yeah, but then he
You're
just...
welcome.
Yeah, and he turns to his comrades at this point. He's like, you better do the same to me, you fuckers.
Yeah, like blows dude's head off. Send that man's wife a get well card.
Yeah.
This voice that you guys are doing, I'm really just seeing Jesse Ventura in my head.
Hey, look.
Is that the same?
I'm the governor of Minnesota.
All right.
All of a sudden, Michael Ironside's there, and he's like, oh, man, let's go over here, check out this goddamn fort, or whatever. That's what the mission was for,
And
I guess.
Can we just point out, there is no reason for that fort to be positioned where it is.
Worst
right
positioning.
Next to a bug nest for whatever reason.
Worst positioning.
And they're so surprised when they show up and everybody's fucking mutilated.
Like, it looks like a bit from a Doom video game. Just
Yeah.
fucking body parts.
Like when
and
you
bits.
walk back into a room that you already massacred, you're like, huh, nothing's in here.
Yeah, better reload.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a whole lot of bug parts laying around too, so I guess they got some of them. All I can think about is how good those look with like some buffalo sauce and some blue cheese.
With a side dish of fava beans and a nice Chianti. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
But it's almost like if you guys have ever seen Hellraiser 3, you know, like you would expect them to walk in, there's the body parts everywhere, and some chains dangling, all of a sudden Pinhead walks out of the back room, and he's like, Kirsty! And some chains come up or something.
No, Jesus. It went straight to Space S&M.
I mean, why wouldn't it?
Oh, is that what that stands for? Space and mutilation?
Yeah!
Oh.
But Michael Ironside finds one of the bodies, and it's got a big gaping fucking hole in its head.
And the first thing he thinks is, I'm going to take my metal hand and just jive it in there.
He's like, there's no brain, it sucked it out!
Isn't that fucked? That's crazy. Take a look.
Look at this goo on my fingers.
Smell it.
Smell it. Smell my brains.
Yeah. But, like, it doesn't show that he, like, carries this corpse around, but every time someone comes up to him, he's like, what's going on here? He's like, they sucked this boy's brains out!
Just got him,
He just
dragging
has
him
with
around.
Yeah. He's like,
Carrying him by the neck, just he can't stop.
carried him by the brain hole.
It's one of the, he's got him like a bowling ball grip.
Yeah. Oh.
What's going on, General? Look, don't get me wrong.
I need 2 pins for a spare.
Oh, shit.
Turkey.
It's just like rolling at the legs that are laying out there.
Oh.
But, like, he's got the fucking head, and there's a general in a refrigerator, and this general is cold as shit. And for a man who is so damn cold, he can't keep his cool.
He sees some serious shit.
Yeah, and he comes out and he's like, just go ahead and kill me because the bugs are coming.
And Michael Einstein's just like, fuck, alright. He starts cocking his gun, and the guy beside him's like, wait, hang on.
He's like, you've seen some shit, I understand. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, look, the bugs are coming. And they are. Tons of them. And you get like this real nonsense line of the whole, you want to live forever. And they look out and there's like these fucking masses coming.
Stampede Earl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what we get is a big pile up on the wall, like very World War Z-esque.
It's just ridiculous. I don't understand why this dumb outpost is positioned in a point where they can be overwhelmed 100-1 every single time.
From every angle.
And everyone's completely surprised like they're being ambushed. I can't.
Yeah, but to its credit, the scene again is absolutely amazing with the bugs getting chopped apart and the cool practical effects. There's a bit where a guy's like, fuck this, I'm out of here, and he tries to jump off a ledge and the bugs stab him midair.
He's like, no.
And they just toss him back into the mosh pit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they fucking start headbanging, and he comes out like just bits and pieces getting thrown everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And all they can do is call in for an evac pilot. And no one wants to do it, and so they're like, we're going to send a crazy pilot. And Rico's got to have that bullshit line where he's like, they better have an amazing pilot. And guess who that fucking crazy, amazing pilot is?
Kelly Kapowski.
What a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. She shows up in the Prius of airships.
Yeah. I have to save 100 people. Let me show up in my 4-door.
It does get 60 miles to the gallon.
60. What the
Light years.
No, what's parsecs to the gallon?
Oh.
Fucking, she shows up, and it looks like a prop from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
It looks like a beer trimmer.
It looks like a prop from Xenon, the Tomorrow Girl, or whatever the name of that is.
It's a fucking Zamboni with wings.
Oh my god.
And as everyone's trying to leave, the ground starts to shake under Michael Ironside, and he falls down, and something's down there. It's eating his legs, and he looks at Rico, and he's shaking all crazy, blood all over him. He's like, "You're gonna have to kill me, Rico!"
And Rico's like, "We're gonna need a bigger boat."
Yeah. Farewell and adieu to you, Spanish ladies.
Oh my god. And Rico, just like Michael Ironside earlier, just like asks no questions, hesitates none, and just murders that man.
Yeah, just like, blah, blah. He would have done the same for me. And then when Jesse's trying to get on the ship, a bug penetrates her deeper than Rico did.
Oh.
Gross.
But they somehow manage to kill the bug. They get her on the ship. Rico's holding her with his hands where the giant holes are. And they do a good job making these look like big, empty holes. And he's got his fingers in there, and you can almost imagine that he's using her like a little hand puppet. Oh, Rico's dick is so big.
Yeah. But she's going off on that, like, you know, spiel, like she's about to die. She's like, "Please save me!"
Oh, yes. She's like, "Don't let me die, Rico. Don't let me go."
He's like, "Oh, give me a kiss." It's like,
It's a slaughter now.
like solid space pass, ma'am.
Yeah, he's just like, he's got that face and his little he's like, "Oh God, I can't look her in the eyes." And then she dies before he gets to kiss her, and he's like, "Thank God."
Yeah, just.
I want to. I really want to, but it's
He
just,
was saved by the bell.
It's just.
When you wake up every morning.
I was just gonna say he really wants to, but it's so gross.
Oh god. Oh. Hey Rico, everything okay over there? Yeah, she dead.
No, thank God. He just drops the corpse with a loud, audible
Water world is. Oh, thank God. Boom.
Oh, thank God. And then he just walks into the fucking cabin of the little spaceship, and he's like, "Oh, it's you two, Xander and fucking Carmen."
But he starts to like. He's like still has that like war high or that battle high. He's like, "We got a firebomb right now. Shoot every missile." And he's like, "Yeah, we can't, pal. We're
not doing
They're
that.
doing something, and we gotta wait on it."
He's
We're about to get Baja blasted.
"Oh no!" And then he just snaps his fingers. He's like, "Shucks, cut to space funeral."
Yeah, he just like looks at them both and just about faces away.
Yeah. And then apparently, if you die in battle on the planet, no one gives a shit. But if they get your body back onto an escape shuttle, you get a space funeral.
Yeah, I mean, you either get treated like Spock and sent off into space, or your high score gets posted on the leaderboard when you can't come back.
Damn. You got a 35 in math, though. That K to D was legit.
It was.
So they go back down to the planet, and the whole bit here is, let's get the brain bug, but he can't, because now Kelly Kapowski wrecked her spaceship for some reason. Her and Xander.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got Baja blasted. Up
Yeah,
in
and
space.
they turn into Starship Spelunkers, and they crash into this cave system for whatever reason. And once they do, they're not killed immediately. The bugs drag them to their bug or their brain-sucking queen or something like that.
Yeah, but whenever they crash, the first thing Xander does to check on Kelly Kapowski is grab her by the throat.
Yeah.
Like, not like a, let me check your pulse. It's a full-on, like, choke at any moment.
Choke
She's
slam
gonna- she's
straight
gonna be
to
like, "Harder,
hell."
Daddy, Hardy," you know? It's
Yeah.
just, like, fucking weird.
It's just, I don't know.
We get to see Rico freak out about this, and his range of acting is shown about 3 or 4 times in this movie, and every time is fucking atrocious.
And when we mean range, we don't mean like a spectrum from beginning to end.
There's some kind of spectrum.
Moose is in the house!
Moose is in the house.
I mean, he's as flat as the scenery behind him.
Yeah, the dude has a look. I give him that. He's got like the chiseled jawline. He's got this fucking stunning blue eyes. But other than that, he's
You're
cardboard.
really talking about his eyes.
Dude had pretty
You got
eyes. I give him
something
to him.
share?
It's like him and Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz has incredible eyes. I give it to him.
Oh, is it kind of like David Bowie or something like that? Just get lost in him.
Yeah, you're like, man, those eyes are nice. So there they are, and he's like, I'm gonna break off, take 2 volunteers, 2 when we already know it takes a minimum 4 to fight one bug?
Yeah, why do you need 2? Ass to ass.
I thought they just leveled up again.
Maybe. He just got like that new skill or something at level 5. He gets double attack. So he's like worth 2 soldiers. So technically they have 6, so that's great.
Yeah, you can double down on your quick kills, I know. Turn everything to a combo.
Yeah, get them kill streaks going, get the Jets back in here again.
You gotta break out the Warthog. That's 8 kills, by the way.
Yeah, but they bring out, like, Kelly Kapowski and fucking Xander are now captured by these 2 other bugs that are holding them hostage for the big brain bug. And he hands Kelly Kapowski a knife. A fucking throwing knife, like from the one that you get from a flea market.
It looks pretty garbage.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's got some nunchucks tucked into his boot.
There's a snake in my boot. Next to the nunchucks.
He just like reaches for his boot and the bugs are just like, whatever. He's like, you better call an ambulance. but not for me.
But no, for him, because he's dead.
Yeah, like he hands her his only weapon, and how she winds up defeating this worm is by cutting off his proboscis.
Yeah.
And fucking Rob Lowe could have done that himself or whatever.
Yeah, he's pretty dumb.
But the creature comes out and it takes out this big proboscis, and it looks like a fucking just juicy,
Juicy is a good word.
gross
It's a brain sucker.
thing. It's like a needle with a hinge, and the brain sucker bug knows it's pretty, baby, but it didn't take it out for air. It just sucks out the brains.
He turns into like one of those empty popsicle containers when you're trying to suck out that last bit of juice.
Oh man, yeah. Like when you're at the theater and you're getting the last bit out of the bottom of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. If you guys need to visualize what this thing is, just imagine Jabba the Bug. Yeah, but here comes fucking Rico holding one of those pocket nukes like it's a power-up mushroom from Mario.
And for some reason, all the bugs
They know.
understand it's a nuke, and they're just like, oh shit! And they kind of back
big
off and
bomb.
everything. They're like, listen, pal, we didn't mean it.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Bugger.
You guys.
And so he's holding it, and the fucking bugs are like, oh, all right, man, take the chick, whatever. We're going to get the big brain bug out of here. And they somehow manage to escape, and he's got the little nuke, and he throws it down, and the fucking nuke blows up.
Yeah. And this nuke, I mean, it's like a little mini nuke, right? So it incinerates anything in its path. But for whatever reason, 3 people hobbling away is no match for the giant fireball behind them.
And the brain sucker bug doesn't even die. I don't know what that nuke actually does.
Yeah, I thought of that too
It
because
has the effective range of a hand grenade.
Yeah, basically, and this bomb incinerated everything, killed, like not only
Countless.
killed the bugs, blew up the cave, but that stupid dick bug somehow survived and is captured.
Yeah, and it gets pulled out the other side, and we get treated to a very, very weird scene. So this thing comes out, and it's frothing at its anus, which is its mouth. And it looks like a fucking, it's like one of those scenes where the anal cream pie is being pushed out.
It's like a real loose anal cream pie.
God,
guys.
Starship Felchers.
And he's sitting there touching it as the cream pie oozes out, and he's like, it's afraid. Want to know more?
Oh, God.
You know?
It's so gross and just doesn't make any sense, but I understand this is supposed to be like a gung-ho, yeehaw kind of movie, because once he says it's afraid, everyone's like, fuck yeah, America! Better be afraid,
yeah.
we'll fucking shoot her or something.
And then we get a PSA of them running some fucking giant metal thing into its anal mouth. And it even says censored.
Ass mouth, somebody once told me.
Well, everybody, that was Starship Troopers.
That it was. Starship Troopers from 1997.
So what did you guys think?
It's not that great. I mean, it's not that I disliked it, but man, it has some issues with characterization, with issues with pacing. The movie really doesn't pick up until like 40 minutes in, and by that time, you don't really care about these characters anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So this movie, for me, was 100% for the action.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, this movie was maybe a little bit too ridiculous to be a serious movie, and a little bit too serious to be a comedy. I know it was satire, but it was, I don't think it could really decide where to go, and with, like Eric said, like, the range of acting wasn't very good in this. So Like, they didn't have a whole lot of options.
For me, the first 30, 40 minutes with the high school shit could be chopped the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it would make the movie a lot more tolerable. But the practical effects, the score when it comes in here and there is very RoboCop-esque, as we discussed. It's kind of fun. It helps to set a tone, but the tone seems way more serious than what, the movie is.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking for a late night, I'm drunk and it's on TV movie, by all means watch this fucking film.
Yeah.
Would you guys compare this to, like, Full Metal Jacket meets American Pie? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking.
No.
Tell me Rico stuck his
alright.
dick in that thing?
I certainly hope so.
I mean, Neil Patrick Harris did.
Oh, God.
And it was legend.
Wait for it.
Oh, thanks. Dairy. All right.
Nice. And if anybody else has any strong opinions on this movie or this podcast, please leave them in the comment sections below.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to hit that little bell icon so you know next time we got another one of these brewing.
Get out there, follow us on our social media. We got that Instagram, we got that Twitter, we got a Facebook, we got an admin who's constantly putting up new content, so make sure you check that out. And, just keep checking back if you want to know more. I think that went extremely well.